Casablanca, Morocco, March 2017. Picture this. Late Tuesday night, one of those really exclusive, walled neighborhoods. It's quiet, humid. You can almost smell the jasmine mixed with, well, city air.
Yeah, just the hum of security cameras, the usual sounds of wealth and quiet, until it wasn't quiet anymore.
Parliamentarian Abdelatif Merdas, a very big name, wealthy, pulls up to his villa. He's waiting for the garage door, probably thinking about politics the next day.
He definitely wasn't thinking about the dark sedan speeding up behind him. He never saw it coming.
It was fast, efficient. A rear window slides down.
3 shots. Bang, bang, bang. Just like that. 2 to the head, 1 chest. Professional.
Used a hunting rifle, which is specific, suggests a marksman.
Exactly. The car's going instantly. Just vanishes into the night, leaves behind this a horrific scene.
Police, forensics, they're there in minutes, and the first thought is obvious.
Professional job. An assassination.
No.
Not a robbery. The weapon choice sealed that. An experienced shooter, maybe a hired gun, or someone who really knows hunting rifles.
And then, right in the middle of this chaos, comes the victim's wife, Wafaa. She was already sort of known, married a famous singer before Merdas.
She arrives with their 3 kids, sees the body, and, well, it's pure drama. Collapses, screaming, right there in front of everyone, the camera's rolling. Very public grief.
So you've got this scene, looks like a political hit on the surface, but what we're diving into today shows something much darker underneath. Murder, betrayal, greed, even dark magic.
Yeah, it's a wild one.
Our mission today is to unpack how investigators had to look past the obvious, past the political theories, past that very loud display of grief, to uncover what was really going on with parliamentarian Merdas's murder.
Well, the first instinct naturally was political. Merdas was powerful, rich. There were apparently some, let's say, reservations about how he got that rich so fast.
Right, so police start digging into rivals, enemies in politics or business. It's the logical first step.
Makes sense, but that trail, it just went cold.
Fast. They had CCTV, but the car was common, the plate was hidden. A security guard nearby saw it happen. Merdas arriving around 10 p.m., the black car, window down, shots, quick escape. But nothing concrete to go on.
Felt like a dead end. Until Wafaa, the grieving widow, steps in. And she completely flips the script.
How so?
She challenges that whole kind man, few enemies image of her husband. She tells the police Merdas was planning to take a second wife.
A second wife in that world.
Yeah, Kalba. Younger woman. And get this, she's the daughter of Merdas's close friend and campaign manager.
Okay, wow. That definitely shifts things away from politics and straight into, well, personal drama.
Exactly. And Wafaa doesn't just drop that bomb, she immediately points the finger.
At who?
Kalba's brother, Mustafa. He's 27. Wafaa describes this huge, loud fight they had recently, says Mustafa threatened Merdas right there at the villa.
Okay, motive starting to form. Why the threat?
According to Wafaa, it was about explicit photos. Photos of Merdas and Kala had somehow leaked online. Humiliated Kala, ruined her reputation. Mustafa was apparently furious.
Right, protecting his sister's honor, maybe.
That was the narrative Wafaa gave. And then the kicker. She mentions Mustafa drives a black car. Same type scene leaving the murder scene.
Okay, so now the police have a suspect, a motive revenge, a history, and a matching car description. It's pretty tidy.
Yeah, it did. They even confirmed Merdas had filed an assault complaint against Mustafa before. Mustafa did a little jail time, but Merdas dropped the charges later, probably because of Kala and her father.
So history of violence, clear motive, means opportunity, case closed.
That's what they thought. But Mustafa, well, he had an answer.
He didn't just confess.
Not at all. He admitted, yeah, he threatened Merdas, said it was emotional in the heat of the moment, but then he drops his alibi. And it's solid.
Okay, what was it?
He was miles away, across Casablanca, with friends. Multiple people saw him. There was camera footage. Totally confirmed. No way he could have been at the villa at 10 p.m.
Wow. Okay, so the alibi holds. What about the car? The black car Wafaa made such a big deal about.
That fell apart too. Mustafa proved it. Yes, he used to own that model of car. Key words. Used to.
He sold it.
Sold it 4 months before the murder. Produced the contracts. The friend who bought it. Drove it straight to Europe. It wasn't even in Morocco when Merdas was killed.
So Mustafa is completely cleared. Alibi, no car.
Totally cleared. Which leaves the police asking a very awkward question.
Why did Wafaa lie? Why deliberately try to frame Mustafa?
Exactly. She didn't just offer a theory. She constructed a whole scenario, pointing them directly at an innocent man. That's calculating.
So the focus has to swing back around, doesn't it? Right onto Wafaa herself. What was she really up to?
Precisely. Investigators started looking closer at her behavior. The loud public grief versus her private actions.
Which were?
Well, two things stood out almost immediately. First, pretty soon after the murder, she goes to the bank and withdraws a big chunk of cash. 60,000 Moroccan dirhams.
Okay, maybe funeral expenses. Or maybe not. What else?
This one's more telling. While the investigation is in full swing, she goes to the Directorate of Taxes and Real Estate
Why?
to check which properties of Mirdas's were already legally in her name. And then she asked how to get the rest transferred to her.
Whoa, okay. While her husband's body is barely cold, she's securing the assets.
That's how it looked. Priority seemed financial. Made the whole grief performance feel very suspect, like crocodile tears, as the sources put it.
And what about her not being there? She and the kids were staying at her parents' house just 10 minutes away, supposedly by coincidence.
Investigators weren't buying coincidence anymore. They dug into that. The daughter, the testimony was key. She told police Wafaa made her call her dad, Merdas, that night.
To do what?
Confirm his arrival time. And Wafaa specifically asked him to pick up some food on the way home.
Delaying him, pinpointing his arrival.
It certainly looked like she was timing his arrival, making sure he'd be pulling up right when the killer was ready. This wasn't an accidental absence. It felt orchestrated.
So the investigators, these experienced detectives, they're seeing this pattern, right? Theatrical grief, the framing attempt, the financial moves, the timing.
Yeah, they started suspecting she was deliberately trying to confuse them. Her story kept changing, too. One minute it's Mustafa, the next she's hinting maybe some foreign agency killed him. It was just noise, misdirection.
Okay, so Wafaa is now squarely in the spotlight. What's the next move for the police?
Surveillance.
Yeah.
Secretly watch her, listen in, see who she talks to, where she goes.
Did it pay off?
Almost immediately. They noticed she was frequently communicating with one specific phone number, a number they didn't recognize.
And whose number was it?
It belonged to a man named Hicham Mouchtari. He was listed as a political consultant, married, 3 kids, no obvious ties to Merdas, politically speaking.
A political consultant? Seems random.
But Hicham had another job, a side hustle maybe. He was a well-known, very skilled professional hunter.
A hunter?
Yeah, even had a big YouTube channel showing off his skills with rifles.
Wait a minute. Hunting rifle? The murder weapon?
Bingo. Suddenly, Hicham Mouchtari looked very interesting.
Did they find a connection between him and Wafaa?
Oh, yeah. They pulled the texts between that number and Wafaa's phone. It wasn't business. It was romantic, explicitly so. They were having an affair.
So the lover is a professional hunter who uses the exact type of weapon used in the murder.
It clicks into place, doesn't it?
Or motive.
Motive, means, and the very specific skill needed for that kind of shot. Hicham becomes suspect number 1.
Did they check his videos? His rifles?
They did. Reviewed his hunting videos. Confirmed he owned and used precisely the type of hunting rifle used to kill Merdas.
So they move in.
They move in. Arrest Hicham. Search his place. And where do they find the rifle?
Let me guess. Not locked in a gun safe.
Hidden under his bed. He denied it was there first, but they found it.
And during the interrogation, Wafaa must have realized something was wrong when he went silent.
Exactly. She started calling his phone. Over and over. Frantic. The police saw this. They told Hicham, don't answer. Just let her call. Let the pressure build.
Smart. Psychological pressure.
Hours went by. Finally, they let Hicham answer. But they told him, stay calm. Don't give anything away.
Oh, Wafaa.
She broke. Instantly. The relief of hearing his voice, mixed with terror, maybe? She just blurted it out, something like she was terrified the police would find out what they had done.
She confessed. Just like that. Over the phone.
Effectively, yes. Confirmed her involvement right there. That was enough. They arrested her immediately.
Wow. So Wafaa and her lover, Hicham, conspired to kill Merdas. But there's usually more to these things, isn't there?
Oh, there was. The interrogations revealed another layer, a third person involved. And this connection is, well, it's bizarre.
Who was it?
Remember Wafaa's confidant? The woman she supposedly went to for spells to keep Merdas loyal? Rouqiya Chahboune. Known locally as a sorceress, a fortune teller.
Yeah, I remember that detail.
Yeah.
Strange, but maybe grief makes people do strange things.
Turns out Rouqiya the sorceress was Hicham Moushtari's half-sister.
His sister. The fortune teller introduced the lovers.
She was the link. But it wasn't about love spells, not really. It was a setup. A financial scheme Rouqiya and Hicham apparently ran.
What kind of scheme?
Hicham targeted wealthy older women, vulnerable women. Rouqiya would help make the introduction. Hicham would start a relationship, gain their trust, get access to their assets.
And then
Split the profits with Rouqiya. Wafaa was meant to be just another target in their con.
But she wasn't just a target.
No. This is the final twist. Wafaa wasn't the manipulated victim here. She flipped the script on them. She became the mastermind.
She was driving the murder plot, not just going along with it.
She orchestrated it. She wanted Merdas dead. For freedom, yes, but mainly for the money. Total control over his estate.
How did they piece that together?
It started with those photos, the explicit pictures of Merdas and Kala. Wafaa found them on his phone.
And instead of confronting him...
She saw an opportunity. She created a fake social media account and leaked the photos herself.
Why? To hurt Kala?
Not primarily. Her goal was strategic. She knew Kala's brother, Mustafa, was volatile. She leaked the photos specifically to provoke Mustafa into making those public threats against Merdas.
To create a scapegoat, a pre-packaged suspect for the police.
Exactly. She handed them Mustafa on a silver platter. It was brilliant in a chilling way.
And she designed the murder itself to fit that narrative.
Down to the details. She insisted Hicham use a black car, like Mustafa's old one. She insisted he shoot from inside the car, making it look like Mustafa's angry, impulsive revenge attack carried out by Hicham, the expert marksman.
Wow. The level of planning is something else. Who drove the getaway car?
Hicham needed a driver he could trust. He recruited his own nephew, Hamza.
And the payment.
Promised him a large sum. Guess how much?
Let me guess. 60,000 dirhams.
Exactly. The precise amount Wafaa withdrew from the bank right after the murder. That wasn't for funeral flowers. That was Hamza's payment.
Every detail seems accounted for. They even tried to cover the forensic tracks, didn't they?
Yes, Hicham was thorough. After the murder, Hamza fled the country immediately, went to Turkey. Hicham himself went on a supposed hunting trip.
Why? To create an alibi.
Partly, but also to fire more rounds from that specific rifle. And crucially, he did something very technical. He changed the rifle's firing pin. Sources called it the waking needle.
Okay, hold on. Changing the firing pin. Why is that such a big deal forensically?
It's incredibly sophisticated, actually. Every firing pin leaves a unique microscopic mark on the primer of a bullet cartridge when it strikes it. It's like a fingerprint for the gun.
Right. Ballistics matching.
Exactly. Police find the bullets at the scene, they find the gun, they test-fire the gun, and compare the firing pin marks. If they match, they link the gun to the crime.
So by changing the pin after the murder...
Hicham hoped that any test firing the police did with the rifle they found under his bed would produce marks from the new pin, which wouldn't match the bullets recovered from Merdas's body. He was trying to create a forensic dead end, making it impossible to definitively link his rifle to the actual shooting.
That is seriously calculated, altering the weapon's fingerprint.
A very clever attempt to beat the science.
And yet, it didn't work. The whole conspiracy collapsed anyway.
It did. Despite that effort, the forensic teams were still somehow able to match the bullets from Merdas back to Hicham's rifle. Maybe the original marks were distinctive enough, or maybe there were other microscopic matches on the bullet itself from the barrel's rifling. The specifics aren't detailed, but the match was made.
And Hamza, the driver.
He was eventually caught, arrested in Turkey about 10 months later. The net closed in on all of them.
So, the final judgment.
The courts came down hard. Hicham Mouchtari, the shooter, lover, and hunter. Sentenced to death by execution.
Hamza, the nephew who drove.
30 years in prison.
And Rouqiya, the sister, the sorceress who made the introduction.
She got 20 years for her role in the conspiracy and the financial scheme.
And Wafaa, the mastermind behind it all.
Life imprisonment.
It's just staggering. A case that starts looking like a political hit, maybe international espionage.
Ends up being driven by pure, cold, calculated greed and betrayal, orchestrated from within the family home. Detectives really had to cut through layers of deception. The politics, the fake suspect, the dramatic grief.
It really makes you think about Wafaa's motivation, doesn't it? She had wealth, status. Was it really just about getting more money, getting total control? Or was there an element of rage, of wanting freedom mixed in?
That's the lingering question, I think. She sacrificed everything, her family, her reputation, multiple lives tangled in her plot, all while putting on this immense public show. What truly drove her more? The anger of betrayal, the thrill of the scheme, or just that ice-cold desire for absolute financial power? It's something to really ponder.